Stay consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
And good morning and welcome to the First Federal program as we welcome Tanner with us this morning. Good morning, Tanner.
Good morning, Randy. How we doing?
Hey, doing great. Another Friday in the books, and it's crazy that we just at the 8th month of the year already.
Well, where's this year went?
I don't know. I remember, my parents told me, my grandparents told me, the older you get, the faster it goes. And when I was a kid, you're like, yeah, well,
right.
Whatever, They knew exactly what they were talking about.
I'm starting to experience that too.
Yeah.
But I'm still luckily in my young 30s, but I'm getting older, and it's this year's been going by a blink of the eye.
It's crazy, and of course it seems like sports go forever. So we talk about sports all year round now. It seems like you used to have a few months off, and so it kind of slowed down a little bit. But man, this year with the Olympics and everything else is crazy.
Now football season, we're in August. Like we're talking about football. High school football is going to be starting. College football is going to be starting. Pros technically started last night with the Hall of Fame game, if you want to call that that's the exhibition of all exhibitions, but it's still neat.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
it still gets you that football fever.
It does. It's a live football game, not just a video game right now. So
crazy.
The hot weather, the humidity, we're going to get some of that in August.
Remind you, August is here.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of pretty good June and July, but school's getting packed, so it's going to get muggy and sticky again.
Rochester starts today.
Today, yes, and then I think a lot of other area schools will start filtering in the next week or two.
Yeah, that's amazing. Schools, but here we
are. Actually, a couple of places down south that we also are home to, they started yesterday. And we're actually, one started Wednesday, Thursday.
So one started in July.
Yeah, actually started in July. Like, that should be
that should be.
A law. You can't start in July.
Well, I remember before the balanced calendar was a thing in Rochester, we started late August usually.
Right, yeah.
So.
I know they do have a rule in Michigan. You can't start till after Labor Day.
Yeah, which gives them a nice long summer.
Yeah,
but,
it's crazy.
Teach their own.
That's right.
Got some trivia this morning, and Cam Johnson, our summer intern here to my right, he came up with this question.
No,
so
means I'll get it wrong.
I'll stump you.
I'll let him read it to you.
Okay.
Means I'll get it wrong.
So we're on theme here with the Olympics going on. So the question is, who is the all-time leading scorer for USA basketball in the Olympics?
Ooh.
Do you have any first names that pop in your head?
I do have some names, but I'm going to guess they're probably not right because I'm probably forgetting about somebody.
So our four options here, and these are the four. Actually, I'll give you a little hint. Three of these guys are the three highest scoring.
Okay.
One of these guys is not in the discussion, but A is Michael Jordan, B is LeBron James, C is Carmelo Anthony, and D is Kevin Durant.
Huh. Okay.
All know how to score the ball.
Yeah, all could very be. It's up there. Yes.
Yes.
Well, the first one that came to my mind, you listed. So I may have to.
Might be on the right track
I might have to go with that. Just gut instinct.
Yep. But USA basketball this year is 2-0 so far in the Olympics. So took care of South Sudan a little easier this time around than the first time.
Yes.
But it helps when Kevin Durant's healthy and playing, and the whole roster for that matter.
And I guess when you're actually going for medals,
it's a little different mentality than
just out getting loosened
not
up.
going through the motions as much. So, but it was neat. A lot of the USA basketball members were watching Simone Biles last night or yesterday. I guess I watched the replay last night in gymnastics, and she won gold again. What a comeback she made. So.
And I heard coming home yesterday, I was listening to sports talk, and they were talking about a goat, and definitely she's up there.
She's right there in that category.
Exactly.
I've never been one to really sit down and watch a lot of gymnastics. My wife really enjoys it, so we were watching it last night. What they do, especially on that 4-inch beam, incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. I'm thinking every time, there's no way.
I don't know how they can land, and even when they lose their balance, they can correct with just a little movement. It's unbelievable. But watched some gymnastics last night, watched some swimming last night. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys and gals they've been going for it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Since the end of the last one they started training, and crazy.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much training and effort and practice goes in between Olympics and Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
and
where
then
the grind starts.
And then they do their everyday normal stuff
Right,
too.
right. So it's
amazing.
These Olympic athletes are incredible. So still got a little more time in the Olympics. Of course, track and field events yet to come, and then some other big sports.
Finish up basketball.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the men's volleyball?
I have not seen any of that yet.
Those guys are hitting serves 70 miles per hour. I don't even know how they return them. It's incredible. In the USA, they took a former NBA player, Chase Buddingner, who was a heck of a men's volleyball player in high school. He's on the team. It's been fun seeing him jump at the net and 6'8" and with a nice vertical. Yeah, he's been fun to watch. So that's been an interesting sport there. MLB, the trade deadline has come and gone. Some of the teams that were pretty aggressive were the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, the Mariners, and the Orioles. So some of them with big payroll, others with not good farm systems.
Yeah.
So
some of the ones you kind of expect to try to make moves.
Right. Yankees are still chasing the Orioles there in the AL East. They got a record of 65-45. Going into the AL Central, Cleveland's still just dominating with the record 66-42. The Royals are 61-49 though, so a pretty good season going down there in Kansas City. And Cam, I think they might have the best player in baseball right now.
Bobby
Witt's pretty.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
He's pretty darn good.
It's going to be a good MVP race with him and Judge.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. One's got the big market.
Yeah.
One not so much. But Twins still have a winning record, 59-48. Then you drop down to the Tigers, 52-58. Then the White Sox, 27-84.
I heard yesterday, I think it was, they're on pace for the worst baseball record ever.
Yeah, what'd you say, Cam? 17-game losing streak?
17-game losing streak. Their second 15-game or more losing streak of the year.
That is hard to do.
Because somebody said that they have to actually improve to not be the worst.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what's the odds of that? You know,
They traded a lot.
They traded a lot of their guys
yeah.
away, so they just have nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a team 4 years ago. It looked like they were set up pretty well for the future, and it just didn't work out.
We'll
Their
see what
manager's
happens.
probably going to be gone any day now.
See what ownership does over the off season.
Gotta do something. Maybe sell the team there,
Yeah.
Jerry. Flip
I
it
think
to
there'll be a lot of White Sox fans hoping for that.
Oh, yeah. and Bulls fans, since
Yeah.
Bulls both.
Right.
So, flipping to the NL, the Brewers are taking a commanding lead on the NL Central with a record of 61-47. Cardinals are sitting behind them 56-53, despite Cam already.
Terrible loss.
Yeah, he already was frustrated about the loss to the Cubs last night.
Surprised he could show this one.
Me too. Pirates 55-53. They made some nice moves at the trade deadline, so we'll see if they can hang in there. Reds are at 52-56, and the Cubs at 53-58. So.
Right where they normally are.
Yeah, they didn't make a lot of moves. They made one nice move for themselves, but not a lot.
A lot of people were surprised though that they were buyers.
Yes.
They are at the bottom of the standings.
right.
So.
You thought they've been selling.
I think Jed Hoyer's doing it more from an image standpoint of, hey, we're trying here,
Yeah.
but I think Cubs fans will put that judgment out in the offseason and see if they're really trying or not. So. The NFL training camps are officially underway. And like we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, the Hall of Fame game between the Bears and Texans last night. The Bears won 21-17. So football's back.
I didn't get to watch it, but I saw social media. Some Bears fans were like, "Yep, they're in preseason form."
yeah. But the Hall of Fame game is the exhibition of all exhibitions,
Yeah,
especially
they
since
said
the
that the starters weren't even.
they didn't even, which in the other preseason they'll get a little run,
Right.
probably not a lot, but a little. Last night not so much, but it's nice to see the new Hall of Fame class, the inductees, getting a.
Johnny did have on the news though. It's kind of nice because the new kickoff.
Yeah,
So,
that was interesting to watch.
So you kind of get a taste of what that's.
If you close your eyes for 2 seconds and open them, and it looks normal.
Yeah.
So.
It's about as long as
But
it
it's,
say.
it's really interesting, but I think they put it for good reasons. So
Right.
it'll take a little while to get used to, but I think it'll be fine. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this date in 1790, the first U.S. census was conducted with a population of 3.9 million people.
Wow.
Population is one of just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah.
On this day in 1961, the Beatles played their first gig in a Liverpool Cavern Club.
Huh.
They did all right for themselves.
Yeah, I think they worked out well.
On this day in 1982, Ricky Henderson stole his 100th base of the season making him the first player to reach 100 bases stolen twice.
Wow.
He had a pretty good career for himself doing that.
Yeah, I don't know if the crazier part is he did it twice or he had 100 stolen bases at this point in the season already.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And of course, he's the MLB's all-time leader in stolen bases. And he was a good player outside of that, too. He wasn't just good at that. He was Hall of Famer for a reason. On this day in 1996, the USA basketball won the gold medal with the roster including Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, Karl Malone, and John Stockton.
Good names there.
Kind of the Dream Team 2, I think they were titled as. And on this day in 2018, Apple became the first trillion with a T dollar company.
Really?
And they just keep making more and more. And
They're not the top company anymore.
they're not the top company though anymore.
Crazy.
So,
Which probably nobody would have ever thought that.
no, their business model is pretty genius from their standpoint. You know, when you buy an Apple product, if you want any accessories, it doesn't come with the product. You got to go out and buy those.
They started it.
They started that way.
In the first few years.
They keep going back and forth between charger ports.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
Oh
not
yeah.
get-
Trust me, I've got an old charger port, and I got
Oh,
the
yeah.
new one.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep the old one because you never know they're going to go back to it.
Right. Also on this day, 2018, TikTok became available worldwide, which is always kind of controversial to talk about, but it's still going pretty strong so far. So we'll see what happens towards the end of the year, if it remains TikTok or not. So today is National Water Balloon Day, International Beer Day, National Coloring Book Day, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
That works.
Yeah, I think you can fit all those in.
I was going to say, those
a
sound
day
like
if you want to somehow.
Sounds like a great day.
So, upcoming events around the community. Us at First Federal Savings Bank, we're teaming with the Times Theater for a community movie night 2 weeks from tonight. That's on Friday, August 16th, with a showing of The Princess Bride classic there, family-friendly classic. It's free entry for anybody in the public that wants to come. Also free soda and popcorn.
Perfect.
So open to all ages. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. The movie begins at 7. Once again, that's Friday, August 16th at the Times Theater.
Come on in.
Should be a fun night.
Fill up the Times Theater.
And I want to give some flowers to Lindy Breeden. He's been our Vice President of Commercial Lending for the last 6 years. And after 45 years in banking, he retired this week.
Oh, congratulations.
Wednesday was his last day, so 45 years.
Seen a lot of changes.
Yes, he has. And I can't even wrap my head around working 45 years in one industry, but Lindsay's done a great job. He's definitely going to be missed, but we thank him for everything he did for First Federal for the last 6 years.
Congratulations, enjoy.
Yes. Money news. The Dow took a little hit yesterday. It lost 494.82 points, but it's still in the 40,000s, which is pretty remarkable. 40,347.97. Futures were down this morning a little over 300 points, but we'll keep an eye on it today. Hopefully it goes the other direction, hopefully it goes up, but we know one thing, it's either going to go up or down. So.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, First Federal, we are open today from 8:30 to 5, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our free mobile app if you can't make it into one of our lobbies. The mobile app is free to download, like I just said, free. Whether you have Android or our iPhone, I about said iPod, Cam. iPhone.
Either way.
Type in First Federal Savings Bank or FFSB Rochester, either one, into your app store. Look for the white star with a green background and you're halfway there. Our ATM's open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. We got some good certificate of deposit specials going on right now. You can open up a 6-month CD at a 5.09% annual percentage yield, or you can open up a 12-month certificate of deposit at a 4.84% annual percentage yield. So come on in today. We'd love to get one of those open for you. And we offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. Right now, when you open up a new checking account, you'll receive a free gift, which I forgot to bring in the studio with me 2 weeks in a row.
Cam, you're going to have to remind me.
Yeah, you guys remind me next
Set
week.
my reminder.
But it's a bento box. Makes a great gift for anybody who takes their work or takes their lunch to work.
Did see a picture of it on social media?
Yeah. So it's we've
nice.
done those before. They've been pretty popular, so we decided to bring it back this year. So We also offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Zach Reuter for more information on what we offer. His direct line is 574-223-1731. And if you're thinking about retiring or wanting to get a 401k started or roll over a 401k or check on yours for an IRA and those types of things, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department for more information. They'd be happy to help you. And make sure you keep up to date with the latest going on at First Federal Savings Bank by following us on all of our social media platforms. That includes liking us on Facebook, following us on X and Instagram at FF Banking is our handle on those, liking us on LinkedIn, and subscribing to our YouTube channel, which you can see an archive of the First Federal radio shows from the past 5 years and see the wonderful transformation of this studio we're standing in here today. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 39997.
There we go. We're legal.
That makes us legal and ready for the fun part of our program,
right.
which we are welcoming our special guest this morning, Lacey Pfeiffer, who is the park manager of the Potawatomi Wildlife Park. Morning, Lacey.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for joining us. So we had you on last September,
Absolutely.
and one thing I want to ask is, how did 2023 go for the park, and what kind of events have happened so far in 2024, and what's still on the calendar left for the remaining 2024?
Yeah, lots have happened since we last talked. Quite a few events have come through. So we hosted a luminary hike and wagon ride because I think we met in the fall. We had our fall event.
September, I believe. Yep.
And we also did our first glow-in-the-dark scavenger hunt, which was very popular and asked by our community to bring it back.
Oh, great.
So we are bringing that back this year. We had a great year, lots of new faces. We are just trying to get the word out again about the park. I've been there just over 2 years, so it's been fun to see a lot of new faces coming out to the park. We're becoming quite a new favorite to everybody. And we love seeing those regulars out there just like, this is my dog's favorite place to come for a walk every day.
Yeah. So what kind of changes have you seen in the 2 years you've been manager?
Yeah, we are becoming quite known for pristine trails, so taking a lot of care and effort on all our trails. We have 5 miles of hiking trails. And the other thing is we're open sun up to sundown, which is amazing for people that work early in the morning or late at night. They can always find a time to come find us. The other things we've been seeing is a lot of community events, and our field trips are ramping up. So we're getting ready to launch our new field trip programs, which is really exciting. So I'll be reaching out to all our local schools. We'd love to get as many people out as possible.
So what's the field trips going to be involved in field trips?
Yeah, so schools will actually get to kind of choose from curriculum. We have about 15 different options that they can choose from and kind of pair them together based on what curriculum they're looking for. We know local schools need to meet those state standards,
Sure.
And so we kind of want to give some flexibility. So over the summer, we actually had a lot of libraries out, starting to use some of that new programming. Marshall County Mini 4-H came out and did a one-day camp with us. So
Cool.
that was something new for them and us, and they enjoyed the partnership, and we are excited to do it again next year with them. Looking to partner with some maybe other county fairs to do the same thing. So we are excited for these field trip programs, just getting kids out in nature and doing some outdoor education.
Yeah, because there's so much to do at the park. And I think a lot of our listeners and viewers on Facebook probably don't realize all the things there are to do at the park. What are some of those things?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we have 5 miles of hiking trails. We are also Indiana's first dark sky. I don't know if you guys know that. So what's really cool is we partner with Warsaw Astronomical Society, and we host public viewing nights where they bring out their telescopes. We actually just had one this past Saturday, and they showed Saturn. Which was really cool, and they show you different stars and kind of orient you to the sky. So we usually do those kind of events in the fall and spring. But if you're just waiting to come watch anything, you just got to email us and reserve a night at our observation field. We also have fun scavenger hunts at our trail entrance. So if you're bringing kids out, or maybe it's just you guys having a fun evening, there's scavenger hunts you can always do. We also do kayak rentals, and we provide transportation upstream, which is 3 miles or a 9-mile trip. There's lots of options there. We also have a visitor center that just got finished last fall with interactive activities in there.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if it was finished when we talked last year or it was.
We were just getting ready, I think.
Yeah, at completion. So what's all in the visitor center?
Yeah, so we have a bird exhibit. So you're going to learn about colors of the birds, the sounds of the birds, what they look like. So we have actually birds that have real life sounds to them. So kids love pulling them out to birdhouses. And we have a bird observing area. We have a tree display. We also have animal footprint displays. We call it the sandbox. Kids love it. They'll spend a whole bunch of time there. And they love making footprints in the sand and trying to figure out which one it was. And then among adults, the favorite thing is we have a ton of taxidermy in there. One particular is two bucks that got entangled in a river and passed away. And so that display is actually in our visitor center right now.
That's cool.
And that's also open sun up to sundown.
Okay, great. Speaking with Lacey Pfeiffer this morning, she's a park manager at the Potawatomi Wildlife Park. And now, Lacey, you were saying you got 5 miles worth of trails and all these other things. So I know that can't be accomplished just by one person.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have on your team, and then also on your board out there?
Yeah. So I'm the only full-time employee.
Okay.
We have 2 part-time. One's a maintenance, and one does some of our books for us.
Okay.
And then we have a ton of volunteers. I do not do this alone, and nor do I even try. So we have a lot of volunteers, and then our board is about 12 people. Okay. Something really cool that just happened is 2 years ago we launched our youth board member position. So that was open to a junior and senior at local schools around us, or locals in that grade area, right? He just finished his 2 years this summer. He came in as a junior, and he actually just got voted on as a full-time board member.
Oh, that's
he wanted
great.
to come in. He goes, "Can I continue?" And so, with that being said, our youth board member position is back open. So this youth position is great for helping us hear your generation's voice, helping us hear kind of what is your generation looking for in community events or activities, and also helping us with some of that social media. But also, you get to be part of the discussion and decisions that are being made every single month.
And if somebody's interested in trying to
Apply for
for
that.
that position, how do they do so?
Yeah, they just email us at potawatomiwildlifepark@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. One thing we were talking about was how 2024 has been going for you so far. I know you've had a busy summer.
Yes.
So what are some of the highlights from that summer? I know you hit on a few of them earlier, but...
One that just happened is our community camp out, which I love sharing about. So normally at Potawatomi Wildlife Park, camping is not open to the public except scout groups for educational purposes or youth groups.
Okay.
Except 2 years ago, I opened up a community tent camp out. And we're doing that every July, and it's become very popular. So we just did our 3rd one. We had a lot of people that returned even from that first year. And it's so much fun. We help people learn to put up a tent. I put up multiple tents last weekend. And I call it the easiest camping trip ever. I provide all the activities and food. We do an outdoor movie. WROI Nautical Society comes. I do a pancake breakfast for you. All you gotta do is bring a tent and a sleeping bag.
That sounds pretty easy to me.
So we have some parents that are like, we do not love camping, but my kids want that experience. And so I have a family that's come out 3 years in a row because this is like their annual camping trip, they call it. So if you miss out on that, you can always come back next year. It's in July. The date's already on our website for next year. Many people have asked that already. So we just finished up our Father's Day event. We had a tree planting party back in May, and so we planted over 300 trees, and that was an amazing experience with a whole bunch of new volunteers that had come out. And then we also had a reenactment event this past summer.
Reenactment event, what does that entail?
Yeah, so we have quite a few people in our community that actually reenact different battles.
Okay.
And they come out and do life skills, but also show you how does reenactments work. I'm not a reenactor, so they actually explain like how does these battles work, how do these trainings work, and they get to show them to the public during that. So we make our reenactments very interactive, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So.
I like that. Very cool.
And then also this summer, as I mentioned before, we had a lot of those field trips. So Kids Kingdoms from around this area were coming out. Cardinal Services we just had out, and they actually had their participants do some kayaking, which was really fun. We got on the water with them and got them comfortable with balancing, and then they were able to go kayaking with us in the river.
Well, August is a good month kayak.
Yes,
I would say,
absolutely.
when it's a little hot out.
Yes.
So, you spoke a lot about volunteers earlier. I'm guessing you are always in need of volunteers.
Always. So how our volunteer system works is you can give me a call or an email. Online, we actually have a volunteer form that you can fill out. I kind of like to get to know what your gifts are and your strengths, and kind of what your desire is for a schedule, and then we work together. So for example, I have a retired farmer that comes out every Monday and Tuesday, and he mows for about 6 hours for me. He has a part that he loves to mow, and he comes out every Monday and Tuesday. I have another lady that comes out Tuesday evenings for 2 hours and mows. I have another gentleman that volunteers, and he's a data person, and so he comes and inputs our check-in cards so we can use it for grants. So I love to hear just kind of what are you interested in. I've had past retired school teachers that come help me with some curriculum, or just want to help me lead field trips. They're like, I want to be involved with the classroom again, but not actually in the classroom yet. And so that's been fun to always figure that out with them.
Well, that's great. And you were saying online. What is the URL of your website?
Yeah, we're PotawatomiWildlifePark.com.
Okay.
Pretty simple there.
And you guys are on Facebook as well?
Facebook, yes. Please follow us on there. We do post almost every day, just sharing about different pictures that have been taken. We have a ton of people that come out for photography. Really good photographers actually, and they love taking pictures out there. So we try to educate on what you're going to be seeing when you're out on their hike. So they just did a green. You've seen blue herons. We just had a photographer got a green one, and it was a beautiful picture. He found it in a swamp area. It's a little dark, but he was so excited. And then you also got a bald eagle that day on one of our ponds. Please check out. You'll never know what you're going to see over there. Some other things I just wanted to mention real quick is our upcoming events we have coming up. So let me make sure I get the dates right. Friday, August 23rd is our family summer camp night. Our goal with this family summer camp night is just a couple hours. You come as a family. We want to teach you some new skills. So we're going to teach you 2 new skills you probably have not heard of. It's cattail weaving and building a wigwam out of reed. And then we're going to be doing some fire building with s'mores and some kayaking. So come out. It's about 3 hours. We'll serve some dinner, do some s'mores. It'll be a fun evening out there. That's on August 23rd. September 7th is a really fun event that's well known in our community. It's our pancake fundraiser breakfast. And then right after that is our fishing derby. This is our longest standing event. We've done it for over 30 years. And the last couple years we've had an anonymous donor. His goal is to get children outside and fishing. So he donates an amount every year. So every kid under 15 coming out after the fishing derby will go home with some type of fishing equipment.
That's great.
Whether that's a tackle box or things like that. But his goal is to get people out there. We usually have about 200 people come out. Our park is not open to fishing normally, except for our special events. So this is a big deal. People love coming out for this. We actually have, with this anonymous donor, free concessions during this event. We serve hot dogs, chips, pop. I think he wants to serve hamburgers this year. We do a ton of raffle prizes. It's an amazing event, and if you come early enough, you get pancakes before with the fundraiser breakfast.
How can you beat that?
So that is our longest standing event, and we would love to see people out for that.
Great.
October 5th is our Super Chili Cook-Off. So we normally do serve chili and do fall activities, but this year we're going to add a little competition to it. So contact me. We'd love to have your groups out, school groups, different youth groups or churches come out, bring your chili or soup. Let's have a cook-off. We also do a 5K and fun run out there with Marshall County Reading. They give books out to the schools area here. November 2nd is that glow-in-the-dark scavenger hunt that we talked about last year. Literally, you're in the dark searching for glowed-up images, and each of those images equal a letter. First team wins, but it's also just a fun activity.
That sounds like fun.
And then the last thing I want to mention was our Luminary Hike and Wagon Ride. This will be our 3rd year doing this event. So we light up the park with their gallons with some little lights in them, and we read from the Bible in a couple different spots. We had a live nativity scene last year. We did a Christmas tree ornament activity, and we served hot chocolate and cookies at the end. Last year we had about 500 people come out for that event, and we're excited to increase that even more.
That's great. That's great.
And 2025 dates are already on our website. So if you have missed any of these upcoming, they're on the website. Go check them out and put them on your calendar.
Yes, a lot going on at the park, and that's great. Last thing I want to ask you is if somebody's interested in making a donation to the park, how do they do so?
There's multiple ways. You can send in a check. Over on our trail entrance, we actually have a donation box.
Okay.
And then we also have an online way to do that. If you go to our website, you can do it through Stripe or PayPal. And donations are truly appreciated. We are run on donations. What most people don't know is we are actually a private park. We're not a county or a state park. We are a private park open to the public for free. There was actually a farmer, this is how it all started, he had 151 acres and he wanted his land left to the public for low impact recreation and no barriers due to finances. So his vision for way back then is incredible to see now, and that generations for years to come, because of our community support, is going to continue that park.
Well, Lacey, thanks for joining us this morning, and thank you for everything you do for the park. And it really sounds like it's a hidden gem for this area.
It is.
So
Yes.
plenty going on. So go check out the Potawatomi Wildlife Park if you haven't already.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, Randy.
Yeah,
Back
right.
to Cam's trivia question for this week.
Yes.
Who is the all-time leading scorer for the USA basketball in the Olympics? Is it Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, or Kevin Durant?
Well, my brain told me right away when he named it was Michael Jordan, so I just got to go with my gut.
Jordan?
Yeah.
It
I'm
is
probably wrong, but
It is actually Kevin Durant.
is it? Okay, see, I told you.
Carmelo Anthony's second, and LeBron James is only 30 points away. So Michael Jordan's the one that's not in the top three.
I would have never guessed
Me
that.
neither.
Wow.
Me neither.
Cam, how'd you go to college?
Well, we'll close with some words of wisdom from Landon B. Johnson. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose.
Tanner, thank you.
Thank you,
and
Randy.
have a great weekend.
You too.